So what exactly is Siteground anyway? If that's the question that's in the back of your mind, this is the perfect video for you, as I'm going to be quickly going over the Siteground website to kind of talk to you about the features and the perks when it comes to hosting for WordPress websites. As you can see right here, fast hosting, for WordPress sites. Enjoy amazing speed and security for your WordPress site on a powerful hosting platform recommended by WordPress.org and trusted by over 2 million domains. The cool thing about Siteground is I feel like they always have discounts. As you can see right here, now 73% off from $4 a month. However, when you do pay for Siteground, it's usually going to be paid annually, so multiply that by 12, and you'll get a good idea of how much it's going to cost for 1 year when it comes to your hosting for your WordPress website. More on that later. Of course, there are a few things you can do. You can build a site. You can easily create a site with a popular WordPress site builder, customized for an easy start, which is very easy to do. You can also migrate a site. So if you want to transfer your WordPress site to SiteGround and successfully grow your business online, you can do that as well. Something I've noticed when it comes to web hosting companies, it's a very competitive industry. It's kind of like internet or cable. What happens is that a lot of times it's just so difficult to discontinue them, get rid of them, and move on to a different one, especially if you already have a website, that a lot of these companies are talking about migrating because they know that if they can get a customer from a competitor and then they can get them, it's going to be a really big deal for them because they know how difficult it can be to switch. So a lot of times they can actually help you with that. Then, of course, selling online. You can sell online with our WooCommerce hosting, especially designed for eShops. I haven't specifically used that, when it comes to WooCommerce, but I have used building their sites so many times, especially when it comes to WordPress. I'll let your site run up to 500% faster. You get premium Google Cloud, ultra fast server speed, top WordPress speed, latest technologies integrated, and of course, top rated hosting support, which is something I want to talk about more. They do have probably some of the best support I have ever seen. Also, you put your site safety first. It says with our 24/7 system administration, smart WAF, distributed backups, and plenty of extra security features, we support you in keeping your site safe so you don't lose visitors and credibility. This kind of goes hand with their support. There have been times where stuff was happening with my website. Even if it's just something small, every time I message them, they get right to me in under a minute, and they're smart about what they're talking. They know what they're talking about. If you've ever been on the phone with support with anyone in any industry for anything, it's one of the most annoying things when you got to call and then you got to hit a few numbers, then you got to wait for someone, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'll transfer you to someone else," which makes no sense in the first place. SiteGround is not like that. I'm not sure if they have phone. I think they have phone, but I always use chat because it gets connected so quickly. They've clearly put a lot of emphasis on their support, and it certainly shows, especially when it's websites, because when you think about it, you might not be too familiar with websites and web hosting. You probably don't want to even have to think about all that stuff, right? You just want to do what you do best. You create your WordPress website, you create your content, your blog post, maybe you're doing some selling, whatever it is, and you focus on getting traffic to your website. You shouldn't have to focus on all the technical stuff. And that's also something I like with SiteGround, is that their support, once again, really embellishes that. Okay, so let's talk about the hosting. Of course, there's web hosting, WordPress hosting, WooCommerce, cloud hosting, and reseller hosting. Let's just go to web hosting. So fast and secure web hosting for businesses, easy site building and management, ultra fast website speed, built-in web security, trusted by almost 3 million domains we talked about. And of course, we have from about $4 a month, which isn't too bad. Let's take a look at the plans. So I've used Siteground multiple times, still use them. I've used multiple plans just 'cause sometimes I like separating my hosting and trying out different ones because I've been doing online marketing for a long time, and that's just my way of doing things. Siteground is definitely in my top web hostings. But anyway, there is the startup plan. So discontinued discounted from $15. So saving that. Keep in mind, there is going to be a renewal fee, which is usually a little bit more. So pretty much what you do is you pay the $4 a month, and I'm pretty sure you pay that annually. So 4 times 12 was that around $48, maybe tax. So you're looking at around $50 for that. And after that year is up, it's going to be a little bit more to renew it, which shouldn't be a big deal, especially if you're doing well with your website. You know, a year is a good amount of time, especially if you're looking to get organic traffic. Depending on the competitiveness of the niche or the website that you're creating, you can get a lot done in a year. So it's still a very good price. Let's take a look at what comes with the startup plan, and we can kind of compare it to the other plans that come along with Siteground. So this, you just get one website. If you want to use one website, you know, startup is going to be good for you. If right off the bat, you know you're going to be creating a ton of websites, you'll probably want to go with GrowBig because that allows for unlimited websites, okay? However, if at the moment you do want to get more websites in the future, you can always start with the startup, start with the one. And then of course, once you go from there, what you can do is actually just upgrade to GrowBig. And that's what I did with mine as well. At first, I started with just one website because that's really all you need. You know, you don't want to be putting your focus on like 20 websites at once. And of course, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for my next one. And then I just upgraded to GrowBig. So that's something you can do as well. 10 gigabytes of web space, you get 10,000 visits monthly. I'm going to hover over this and read it for you. It says this is an approximate estimate of the maximum number of website visits that can be handled by the hosting plan when all sites you host are properly using our out-of-the-box caching. Okay. Next, we have unmetered traffic. So there's no limit on your data transfer as long as your plan is in line with our fair use guidance. Free SSL is very helpful. You know, I've actually seen, I think there's hosting companies that make you pay extra just to get this, which is no bueno. But it says all hosting plans include Let's Encrypt standard and wildcard SSL certificates at no extra cost. For your convenience, the standard SSL comes pre-installed on your site. This is kind of, if you look up by a URL, there will be like a lock where it will show like it's more secure. This is something I highly recommend for every website, and the fact that it comes with Siteground is really good. It's just another great way of showcasing that your site is secure when it comes to maybe typing in information like logins or if you're making any purchases. I think Google might even have something to say about that, how they like want all sites to have that. I feel like it should be something that is mandatory. Either way, you don't have to pay any extra for that. I certainly have seen websites that make you pay like, you know, a certain amount, even a month maybe, or a year, whatever it's going to be. You get it for free. Daily backup is really nice. Okay, we automatically save daily backups and keep up to 30 copies of your account. Backup Restore is the fastest way to resolve a large number of common website issues. Backup Restores are free on all of our shared hosting plans. For an additional layer of security, the backups may be stored in a data center located in another city, state, or country. What's great about this, let's say that you accidentally deleted a few blog posts. No worries, hit up support, and what they can do is have you go up to before, like say the day before, and they can pretty much redo everything that you did. Or if you have a problem or something went wrong, I did this before where I changed themes, and with that, I feel like I screwed everything up because I wanted a new theme, I wanted to customize it, and it didn't go to my liking. So what happened, I said like, hey, could you just, you know, do a backup of a day before this? And just like that, it went back to how everything was before. If I didn't have that, I would have probably had to like hire someone to, you know, fix it, or do this custom theme that I wanted to change around, and so on and so forth. So having this daily backup option is really nice. You know, some website hostings don't offer this, or if they do, it'll only be with like a middle plan or a later plan. So it's really good. You can sleep better at night knowing that you have daily backup, especially when you really, you know, have a big website you're doing as it gets bigger, a WordPress website, and you want that extra security, okay? Free CDN. So you get a free CDN service at SiteGround. The CDN tremendously speeds up your page load time for visitors from different geographical locations. In order to speed up the delivery of a page, it caches its content on multiple servers across the globe and serve it to the visitor from their nearest location. In other words, you're just getting faster speed because of that, okay? That's the cliff notes. Free email is always nice. Okay, you do get an email account. So whatever your website or domain is, let's say like your website was called yourdomain.com. It allows you to create emails for that. And even better, they have an email forwarding thing, because a lot of times I don't like logging into SiteGround just to check mail specifically. So what I'll do is I'll forward whatever my email is to my Gmail account, because it's so much easier to check. So that's another nifty thing. You don't have to keep opening up their their email server or their email site. That's just another cool perk that I really like, okay? Enhanced security, which we talked about before, but we are proactively protecting your site from malicious code and hack attacks that can affect your traffic and credibility. To do that, we maintain a custom WAF, web application firewall, where we constantly add new security rules to stop the emerging application vulnerabilities. We also develop unique solutions such as our AI anti-bot system that effectively blocks millions of security threats every day, the WordPress security plugin that keeps your application safe, and more. Okay. There's also plenty of WordPress plugins that you can use, like WordFence. There's one that limits, people trying to brute force login. So aside from everything that they have right here, you get a lot of security, which is very helpful. I feel like once you set up that right, it's another thing that's going to help you sleep better at night, knowing people aren't going to be able to hack in and get to your website, which of course no one wants to happen. But, there are people out there who will try and do that. And Siteground is great when it comes to protecting you from that. And don't forget about the fact that they have great support as well. So if you have any questions, you can always talk to them about that. There's the e-commerce enabled, which we talked about, as you can sell, okay? The easiest shopping cart, WooCommerce, and a free SSL certificate out of the box. Remember I talked about the free SSL certificate? That's very important when you're selling. It makes it look like your website, or it makes your website trustworthy where people can actually enter in information and it be secure, okay? Manage WordPress. This is so easy to set up. Once you get your site all set up, it's like, would you like to install WordPress? And it's like, yes. Enter your username, email, and password, hit go, and it's pretty much going to do it for you. Give it a minute to run, and then you're all set. It gives you the login page, you enter your information, and then you go from there. What I love about WordPress is that it's been around for so long. So many people use it when it comes to writing blog posts. It's just so easy to do, especially when it comes to ranking in Google. So if you have any want, need, or desire to rank in Google and get organic traffic, WordPress is just going to be phenomenal for that. And of course, this is WordPress hosting, so you're probably familiar with that process, okay? Out-of-the-box catching. All sites hosted on our servers can take advantage of our unique supercatcher technology, so on and so forth. Unlimited databases, 100% renewable energy match, 30 days money back. Okay, you can try our services with peace of mind that if something goes wrong, you can get a full refund of your hosting fees, excluding the new domain registration fees within 30 days from the sign up. So they do have a money back guarantee, which is always good. I don't know if they mentioned this here or it was something integrated with one of these features, but you also have the ability to integrate with Cloudflare for free. It's hard to explain when it comes to Cloudflare, but Cloudflare is one of those websites that integrates with some of the biggest websites around in order to help not only make it faster, but fight bot traffic and spam traffic and anything like that. If you're familiar with a lot of big websites like ClickFunnels, a lot of email marketing software, a lot of marketing software in general, use this and it really helps them when it comes to them keeping up. And that's very important because websites and even Siteground, they want to make sure that they can keep their websites up as long as possible. So when you're using your very own, having that extra protection from Cloudflare is very nice. And once again, even if you're not sure how to use it, there is a spot on the inside of Siteground where you say I want to use Cloudflare. You just sign up for a free account and you pretty much just hit the enable button and you're going to be good to go. So it's very easy to set up and that's always a good thing. And once again, if you have trouble when it comes to setting things up, there are tutorials, or you can just reach out to someone and say hey, could I get some help with this? They are very nice. They are very courteous and they know exactly what they're talking about. So it's not like it's going to be a waste of time or anything. So that was the startup plan. Then we have the GrowBig. I'm not going to go through too much of this because a lot of it's very similar aside from the upgrades. $6.69 a month. Okay. Then there will be a different fee when it comes to renew. But once again, if you have a lot of websites, you're doing pretty well. You're probably not going to, it's not going to really be a big deal when it comes to the price you'll have to pay. So for this, you get unlimited websites, which is huge. Instead of just having one, you get 20 gigabytes web space. You get around 100,000 visits monthly. Okay. Anything else that's a little bit different? Okay, here we go. They have the on-demand backup copies. Okay, have peace of mind with any changes you make to your website by creating an instant backup and be able to restore from it if something goes wrong. You can create up to 5 on-demand backups at a time with our GrowBig and GoGeek package, or purchase single backups with startup. Okay, so that is kind of a difference. Where's the backups? We're a daily backup. So with this, it's more about you get specific backups where you're my website is at a really good place. Maybe I'm going to lay off on content for a while. I want it to be backed up right here. So it's more about specific spots. And I forgot about this. With their backups, you can purchase specific ones if you want. So I forgot about that because I do use the GrowBig. So I forgot I'm not on startup anymore. So I hope there wasn't any confusion when it comes to that. 30% faster PHP. you're getting faster load times, which is always good. And of course, staging. Our staging feature is available for WordPress websites. It allows you to create a copy of your live site on a separate staging environment with a single click. You can test any new code and designs on a staging copy prior to pushing those changes to the production site. Okay, in other words, it's kind of like having a sandbox effect. You're like, if I set this up, is it going to ruin my website? Is it going to look great? This would have been something great to use when I talked about using a new custom theme. I could have created a staging effect, tested out this WordPress website theme and seeing how I was going to like it. And once I realized that it wasn't any good, I would have been like, I don't like that. It's on a staging. It's not a big deal. Let's not use it on the real main site. It would work something like that. Okay. Then of course you're going to have the GoGeek plan, which is the biggest one, $10.69 a month. Getting started, I'm pretty sure paid annually. The biggest thing here is 40 gigabytes web space, 400,000 visits monthly. Obviously, if you're going for this, you have tons of websites, you already have tons of traffic, and you're probably looking to switch over. Aside from that, a lot of the things are the same, except a few other things like priority support, which is funny because I feel like you already get priority support. It's so good as it is. Highest tier resources, white label clients, staging plus GIT, and pretty much a lot of the similar things that we talked about. So those are the plans when it comes to the Siteground. Overall, Siteground is great. I've used them. I keep using them. I really like them. They're something I can certainly recommend. But I hope this video helped you out when it comes to Siteground. All in all, they were fast hosting for WordPress websites. And what I really like about them is I've had such few problems. And anytime I had some little question or something I needed help with, their support is phenomenal. They do have some of the best support when it comes to any type of online company. And that's something that's really hard to say because there's a lot of companies that I've used or worked with or had questions about. Some are just really, really bad. And then there's Siteground on the other end of the spectrum, just phenomenal. So if you are interested in trying them, give them a shot. Like I said, they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I don't think you can go wrong with Siteground, especially if you're just getting started and you want an easy way to create fast hosting for your WordPress sites. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy.